Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awakening Spiritual Gifts broadcast. Today, we're coming at you. Is that a phrase? I keep saying that. Coming at you, like I don't know, like am I quoting something? Anyway, but today we're coming in. We're broadcasting in at our YouTube as well as our page, and also the Intuition Gym page, as well as the Developing Your Spiritual Gifts page. So I just want to say hi and welcome. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. I'm just so grateful you guys are here. I'm hoping yesterday I had a couple technical glitches during, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen. And I apologize today for being a little bit late. I had to drop my son off at work and driving took a little longer than anticipated. But okay, yes, it's a phrase. That's what I thought. Thank you, Natalie. It is, right? I'm flashing to like a radio. I know what it is. It is from radio. There was a snowboarding game that we always loved to play on like our PlayStation or our Xbox. I don't remember, but we would snowboard and there's the radio big and it would always be like, we're coming at you from blah, 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 like the mountain here and wherever it would say. So I think it's just a radio term. That makes me laugh. But that's where I am getting it and hearing it in my head is this little snowboarding video game. So super fun, super fun. So yes, I'm hoping all of the technology stuff works today and so that I can see all the comments and see everyone who's watching. It's fun. So hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? I gotta say, do you guys ever get tired from feeling like the world is just going insane? Like I'm so tired of all the division and the world is going crazy. Like sometimes it was like I actually was thinking about that, like with the Facebook and Instagram going down. It was interesting to see myself like checking my phone or checking to see if it was back up. But just that feeling of like disconnection, feeling not knowing what's going on, and so it was fascinating. One, to see how many times I was checking to see if it was on, and two, there was also a level of like a level of peace that day where there wasn't quite the division. There weren't, a feed that's filled with opposite, passionate viewpoints. And it was just like, let's just take a breath today, even though who knows what the world is doing. So very, very interesting. I do want to just also let you guys know about a couple different announcements, and then I'll go into questions and do some of the energy, looking at the energy of what's going on in the world today. I always love that in the week. But a couple different fun little announcements. For those that have showed interest in the Brave training, I'll pull this up here. So, okay, let me pull this up. Okay, so if you guys missed some of my announcements before, we are doing a very exciting retreat on 11/11 through 11/13. So this is November 11th. We have the Be Brave, Be You, Arise and Shine retreat. I did some talking about this yesterday on my broadcast in another group, and I love. The name is theliberatedsoul.com, or I'm sorry, the website is theliberatedsoul.com. The retreat is the Be Brave, Be You, Arise and Shine retreat. But in addition to this option of the retreat is for those that are going to be Brave trained, I'm having them come in a day early, and so we can do some hands-on stuff. And here's the exciting announcement portion of it. I've had some people message me and say, I can't come to the physical, like the live retreat, but I really want to learn the Brave method. And so I'm opening up, as of yesterday, I've opened up an online option. So I can actually take a few more, like literally, I'm only taking a handful of people through this, but because of some additional online things here, then I'm opening up that. So after the retreat, we'll have a few weeks to finish up working through some of the training for those that are doing the online option. And so if you're interested in checking that out, definitely head to theliberatedsoul.com, whether it's the retreat to be brave, to be you. This is what the thing I was going to mention about talking about yesterday. I would just like the whole message yesterday that I was sharing, and like even this last week, and the importance over this retreat is to be the importance of being liberated. We can only help liberate others to the point that we are liberated, right? So if you're in captivity and you want to help others get out of captivity, it's a little difficult. You can't do it. And I'm flashing to that scripture, like to liberate the captive. And so anyway, so that is why I didn't know why I used my domain, The Liberated Soul. It just felt right for this Be Brave, Be You retreat. I was like, why don't I have a domain that's something about being brave? And I was like, no, do this one. But I didn't have all the insights to it until just this last week. And so on the domain there is a little video there talking about being liberated, because it is so important. And that's the purpose of this retreat, is to be liberated, to be yourself, to be you, so that you can do the things, or be who you were created to be, so you can do the things you were created to do. That's really kind of what that's all about. Okay, and then the other part of this announcement with this, so I have an online option, and then the other announcement is going to affect this broadcast, and that is that I'm going to decrease the amount of lives that I'm doing for the time period that I'm going to be working with my brave people. So for the next couple months, I'm only going to be broadcasting in here once a month. If I have some spare time and I can hop on like last minute or something, or I have like a chunk of time where I'm just sitting there, and then I can do surprise ones, but that's no guarantee. So I'm decreasing just for this time period, because this extra time I am working not only on the retreat, but then those people that I'm working with, the coaching program and the little mentorship and the brave training, I got to pour some love on those people. Like we've got some one-on-one sessions, we've got additional coaching. Like it's going to take a lot of extra hours per week. And so I just, in dedication to them, I'm going to be decreasing here so that I can focus on that for the next couple months. So I love you, and I will see you just here once a month. And or like surprise randomly if I can. So anyway, just kind of let you guys know and give you a heads up on that. And I'll also do a post in here so people are aware of it. But yes, it's exciting. I love it. It is going to be amazing. Like I can already feel the people that are coming and going through it and stuff. And we've already had several people sign up, so there's not many spots left if you're interested. Okay, let's look at the energy of the day. And even see if we can kind of get a little bit of the energy of the week going on. Ooh. Okay, first and foremost, I do feel it's extremely important for us to take some breaths. So I'm not going to say I don't know, because I can kind of see and find out. So hold on, let me see. Okay. So this is just definitely for the collective. So I'm sure each of you are feeling some of this to some degree or another, but it feels like there's just a lot on your plates, and it feels a little overwhelming, and it's really affecting the breath. So immediately when I looked at the energy of what's going on around us, it was like I could see everyone like holding their breath. Like there's almost this, I wonder what's going to happen. There's feelings of overwhelm. There's just a lot, like even energetically speaking, there's just a lot. There's not even just like one. Sometimes I'll get kind of like one theme of energy, right? Like I'm like, oh, it looks like water flowing around us. Right now, it looks like there's different things for different people. And so there's a lot of little messages coming down, a lot of direct things. And even, oh, this is interesting. Let's see here. Even energies that are hidden from our view. That's very interesting. So it's meaning, and what I mean by that is that there's a cloud or like a fog that's kind of coming over us, where we're not able to see to the other side. Now, there's some pros and cons to this, right? Like every single thing that happens to us, there's a light and a shadow side of it. It's like a coin where we have the gifts of these things. So when we have this cloud and we're not feeling like we know we can see through it, one, the challenge is it could create stress. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do. It could bring confusion. It can make you feel lost, like you can't see clearly. Like, what's the next step? So that's kind of the shadow side of it. But the light side of it is it's also building our faith muscles. How cool is that? Building our faith muscles. We only can build our faith muscles when you're asked to have faith. So if you picture this as like a fog in front of us, and there's all this stuff and all this information, there's all this noise, and then there's this little bit of fog, and it's asking us to walk through it, it's going to require a higher level of faith to get through it. It's to know that there must be light on the other side. There's something that we're going to walk through. We're going to walk to, and the way through it is to walk through that faith cloud. So this is reason. So yes, there can be some confusion. It can feel overwhelming. And this is where the breath comes in. Take those deep breaths. Get really grounded. Know that it's all okay. That there can be good in all of these things. That you do have the strength. You can do it, right? Like being open to the possibility that you can make it through and that you can be better for it on the other side. And then just hang on to whatever, like those little small impressions or the still small voice that's speaking to you, to follow some of those things and take those steps into the dark, even when you don't know, and just keep taking those steps. Keep taking those steps. And that is how you strengthen those faith muscles. And honestly, that means that sometimes you got to take the steps, and you may feel like you bonk into something. Like if you picture walking through the dark, there might be, if my room was dark right now, I might bump into a chair or a dog toy on my floor because my dog brings his toys everywhere. I mean, like there's something that you might bump into. Does that mean that the fog is bad? Does it mean the darkness is bad? Does it mean that you're not faithful and you can't walk through the dark? No, it just means you bumped into something. Keep going. Keep finding, okay? A bump into something means not that way. I remember coming across a scripture once that talked about our way being hedged up. That sometimes even God puts things in our way to kind of like course correct us and guide us. And so it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. And so this is our time to faith. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to just pull this up. Carissa. Yep. You've been aware of the cloud. You've been asking for more faith. Well, there you go. Faith is also an action step. And so you're doing it. Faith pronto. So you get to choose to be faithful by taking those steps. And Jennifer, thank you for you sharing too, self-validating to hear the exact things I'm feeling. Yeah, this is comforting. It's funny as I'm looking at the energy and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And it's like comforting to myself too, going, okay, that makes sense. This is what I'm feeling. And this is honestly that we all have stuff that we have to have faith to walk through, right? There is. It's just you're human. You have experiences in life. You're going to have to move forward through hard things sometimes. So, that cloud is really an interesting one. I almost want to look beyond the cloud because sometimes I can do that. Like if I see an energy, I can be like, well, what's around it? What's around it? And this one's like, no, it's like, don't share it. Don't see it. It's like I'm feeling a block on that. Like, no, Martina, you're not supposed to tell people or no right now. So there we go. I guess I'm going to be in the dark a little bit on this one too. Okay. So deep breaths for all of us. Deep breaths. Just get really present and almost like to get still, to get really, really still so we can hear those really quiet voices that are telling us and whispering to us. And each of us have our own little messages. Maybe I read on I was on social media, I think yesterday, and I saw someone ask a question. It was funny. It was like, is anyone else being prompted to do this? Like, I just feel so driven to do this in my life. And it was interesting to see some people going, yes, 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 I feel that. And then another person go, actually, I'm feeling the opposite. Like, I feel like it was like one person was saying, I'm feeling like minimalizing things in life, like just getting rid of things so I can just totally simplify. And another person's like, actually, I just feel like collecting, like, instead of simplifying my blankets, I'm being prompted to get more and more blankets, like get like a dozen big blankets to store up. And it's like, and so I love this example. And I was watching this and how different people were prompted to do different things. And that's what I'm talking about. We each have our own different messages coming through, and it depends on what it is that you're being called to do. We each have different things that are in our hearts and our minds, and we're hearing different things. So depending on your mission, your role, what you're stepping into, you're going to be hearing different things. So you can't compare. You can't be like, oh, I'm feeling this, but somebody else is doing this. You can't do that. It is so important for us to have our own path and our own communication so that we can get directed. And that's what this energy right now is helping us to do. So, okay, well, I kind of went off on that one, but that felt very necessary, really good for us to understand. So this is good. And yes, please let us know what you're thinking of this and how this is resonating. All right, let's do some. Oh, oh man, I'm loving to read these comments. Like, yes, Kelly, that's perfect. You didn't know, or you knew which direction. Now maybe there's another direction, trying to decide if it's a hedge or not. Yep. That's exactly what's going on right now. I also have, even some of the readings I did yesterday and helping some people lately, it's like there's a lot of this, like, oh, I'm on my path and I thought I was doing something here. And there's like a gentle invitation to either slightly shift it or to incorporate something else. And there's just a lot of personal journey stuff going on. So good, good, good. All right, well, let's go into some of the questions here. And I'm so excited. It's nice. I do have more people on now than at the beginning. So I also just wanted to kind of just let you guys know that one of the announcements I did at the beginning of this broadcast is that I'm going to be decreasing my lives here just for the time period that I'm pouring my love into the people that are doing my Brave training or the retreat. I just have a lot of extra hours that I got to pour into the retreat, but also the coaching and the mentoring. So I love you guys. Make sure that you're also subscribed to the channel or you've liked the pages so you can be notified when I go live, because there are times that although I'm only going to schedule once a month to do a live, if I have some spare time and I can hop on, I will totally do that. So you want those notifications on for that time period. And if you're wanting to dive in deep, if you're wanting to develop your abilities and learn the method, or even just join me to get liberated and be brave at the retreat, I'd love to have you there too. Okay, D, let's do a general. Okay, let's see here. Hello, what a fun picture you got there. So those colors are so beautiful. Okay, hi D. Yeah, let's do a general read and see what's coming up for you to see. Okay, right off the bat, I'm seeing a bit of this energy. It feels like a letdown energy, or there was some disappointment, where I'm looking at it and right here, like in the head, and then it swoops down into the heart, and kind of like it goes down from the head to the eyes and down into the heart, and it feels a little heavy. So, like I said, like maybe you've had some disappointment or a letdown. Maybe you had an expectation for something and it didn't follow through. Maybe there was some kind of it does go to the heart, so there's a little bit of like heartache. That cloud that I talked about at the beginning, the collective energy in the cloud going around, that's definitely there. But I want to say that it's especially making kind of some questioning around, I see, self, like what, like questions, like, do I even matter? Does anybody even really notice me? Are there any, if I do my efforts go unnoticed? Like, it just feels like there's some questioning around yourself. And if someone is, if you're seen, if you have value. So I just want to let you know that, some of those voices coming in, are definitely not there to serve you and to support you. So I would definitely like maybe try to send some of those voices away. But more than anything, I just wanted to let you know that you are seen, that you are heard, that you are loved. Like this is this is evidence of it too. I mean, like you are that you do matter, and that whatever these expectations are, I sometimes expectations can be the worst thing, because you get expectations can be like some ideal picture in your mind, like you're, you know, and that expectation could be on yourself, on someone else. Like it could really be, you know, something like a standard that's being held up, and if you don't feel like you're measuring up to that standard, then it makes you feel crappy about yourself. So I just want to let you know to release yourself from whatever that expectation, the standard is. And then I also want to send you love and to help buoy you up and give you encouragement, and just let you know that you're stronger and more valuable than you even know. So just hang in there. Definitely let us know how you're doing and how that resonated for you today. Sending love. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So thank you for being here, Dee. And I do love the feedback. I always love to hear, whether it now or later, like letting me know how that fit for you. Because sometimes I got to be honest, like sometimes right on the bat, it can be like, oh, yes, makes sense. But I've also had it where people will come back days later and say, I didn't know what the heck you were talking about. And now I do. And then it's like, I thought you were crazy. And then later they're like, that's the energy that you saw. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's look at this. What a fun question. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, hello. Okay, so I have a question in regards to the other side. You know, I also just wanted to drop this comment too, because we do have I do have the Intuition Gym membership. And for those that are members there, I will still be doing some weekly things. I'm going to announce it today on our coaching call, but I just will do it before, like at a different time before our coaching. So if you guys need some assistance, to let you know there, and Stephanie, that be for you. Okay, so I have a question in regards to the other side and the energies being hidden. I've been having some direction towards the spirit world. Should I not continue down that road? I think I'm being open to spiritual gifts. Okay, well, if you're being if your gifts are opening up, or your spiritual senses are opening up, and you're being asked to be open to things, honestly, we all are going to be going through that journey of opening up. Because why? Because that's the way we're actually naturally created to be, right? Like God created us to be we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. And the society for so many years has been so focused on our physical experience and what's tangibly in front of us. But now we're being called to awaken these gifts, awaken to our true identity, and to level up and to really be open to these gifts and abilities. So with that being said, I do think that if it's coming in and you're aligned, right? Like that whole, some of the pillars of discernment that I talk about, number one thing is to be connected to the source. Number two is to clear the vessel. And then there's a 3 and a 4, but those top two, like if you're connecting to source and you're praying and you're keeping that channel nice and clear and open, and these gifts and abilities and your spiritual senses are opening up, then that is something that I believe that you're meant to keep opening up. Now, some things where I'm going to look at your energy specifically then and see here. This also means that there's greater opportunity to learn discernment. Okay, because if you're opening up that spiritual side, everything on the other side doesn't necessarily mean it's good. And sometimes I wish everyone would know that, because sometimes I just see people so open, and it's like, whoa. There's some things that you don't want to be open to. So discernment is key. And this is how you learn to discern, is through these experiences. Okay, so Stephanie, let's see here. Out of curiosity, Stephanie, are you sick at all? Do you feel under the weather? Okay, so just let me tell you what I'm seeing energetically. So I'm seeing there was like energy in the mind, like wanting to understand. I could see some of these desires, and then it just felt tiring. It felt really um like it's really important for us to have um to take care of yourself. And the word that's coming up is it feels like you might be a little weary, a little tired, like you might need some self-care, maybe take a nap. That's why I'm wondering if you're feeling under the weather, because your energy is definitely like, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't run faster than I have strength, and just take care of yourself. And this can also come with our spiritual gifts, and the fact that like if sometimes if you're working really hard at something, let me describe this energy. This is where I call it like the energy is like an annoying kid on the playground. So if you imagine this playground situation and there's a kid that's running up saying, "Play with me, play with me, play with me," and just yelling at everybody to play with me. What do people naturally do? What are other kids on the playground going to do? They're going to be like, stop chasing me. Stop chasing me, little kid. Stop yelling at me to play with them. But if that same child is just happily playing and looks like so much fun, then the other children are going to go, "Ooh, can I play with you?" And they're going to naturally attract and bring in what it is they're looking for. So if we want to think about our gifts and the things that we seek and the things that we're looking for can go by this same energetic kind of principle, where if you're looking for something and it doesn't feel like it's anywhere to be found, it can leave you feeling kind of tired and kind of like, I can't find it. Oh, now I'm tired. So just sit back and rest, just be, and allow it to come to you. And just to sit and to receive, allow yourself to receive. Like you can like imagine just sitting on a chair and just being and just allowing those things to come to you. And that allowing energy and that receiving energy is going to actually open up more, and it's going to be far less effort. So far less effort. Oh, okay. Yep. Sending you so much love. Yep. Real tired. Some self-care, definitely some self-care, and just receive and allow, and those things will come. Allow yourself to be supported. So love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's see here. And go to Jennifer. Hi. Let's see about anything for your eyes. Okay, let's look at the energy there in your eyes. There's I'm smiling because I like some of the energy in the eyes, but I can see that it could flip over on itself and create some problems too. Your eyes definitely have a lot of energy of just, there's like an intensity in the eyes, and they're not liking what they're seeing around you. And this, I can feel there's a little bit of that fire and passion, and just like, not, well, a fire, but more like a laser beam, like, not liking this certain thing that you're seeing. This could be in personal life, but it also feels like collective, like looking around, looking at society, looking at political stuff, looking at all these things around you, and it's like not liking what you see. And because you got some fire and passion inside you, and it's just like they're overheating, if that makes sense. So it's one of those things, like I was saying, there's a light and a shadow to it. The light side of it is a gift. You've got this gift of being able to see and to experience and to be like laser beam eyes, being able to see through some of the BS, being able to see through hypocrisy, able to see truth, right? Those are all the light side of it. But some of the, but then the shadow side of it is, it's like if it's on too much, or you're not having a release from it and you're not channeling it to go a certain place, then they can overheat and it can create some problems in the eyes. So let's see what could actually help. Okay. So there's some things like maybe some visualizations that you could do, where instead of focusing on things right up in your world right now, like I'm I'm seeing whatever it is that you're thinking about, focusing on your daily life, maybe thoughts that you're thinking, all of that in a way is a way that your eyes are focusing on something. And it feels like if you would extend your view to more the eternal perspective, or like the longer, like looking way, way, way down the road, or even if you are looking up an aerial view, looking at things from an aerial view. If you stand right up next to a mountain, it can look gigantic. But if you're flying in an airplane, the mountain can look small and tiny. And then you're looking at a mountain range that looks really small. So there's something about the shifting some of the perspective can, mental and emotional perspective, and possibly even physically, if you're just kind of taking a break from looking at things and giving your eyes a break, that could help ease some of that. That could be even, if you're looking at your phone, I mean, like, this is a physical example. Like, if you're looking at your phone, then this perspective is only like here. So maybe there's something where you can not work on a phone for a little while. Maybe you work on a computer. So it's a little bit more of a distance in your perspective, or maybe even put it down for a little while and just not have anything up in your eyes. So there's something there about shifting and giving your eyes a break. So anyway, let me know on that. That was interesting read. I'm just going to send you love on your eyes, love and healing and warmth, and even releasing. I also feel like there's some physical components. Do you have dry eyes or something? If there's some dry eyes, because it could create some problems in the eyes. So there's something there. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm just kind of going through the comments. Thanks for your patience. I am broadcasting to a few different places. So sometimes if you don't see it, it's because I've got another one on another thing, but on mine, I'm seeing all of them at once. Okay, Felicia. Hi, Felicia. Yeah, let's see what just comes up for you today. Ooh, again, this was part of that collective energy for all of us, but this was like a double thing for you to just breathe. Take some time to take those deep breaths. It just feels like there's some stress. There's stress, or there's some maybe some things on your plate that feel a little urgent or a little stressful and kind of like up in your face and kind of scary. And it just feels like, let's just take some deep breaths. Maybe you just really get grounded into your body and into the moment. It's one of my favorite things to do is just like, this is one of the things I like to do is just now, just like touch my fingertips and feel the ridges in the bumps of my skin, and just like kind of just breathe and get really present into my body. Or you could like pay attention to the temperature around you, or just something with your physical body. It feels like there's just a lot going on up here in the mind and the stress and maybe emotions, and it's like, let's just bring it down into this present moment, into the body, and to just start to feel okay. Maybe even talk to yourself like, hey, you can do this. You've got what it takes. Like, it just feels like there's some encouragement that you could give yourself to just start to calm. And then when you're calmer, then you can look at any problems or anything coming up in life, and you can look at it with those fresh eyes from a grounded, faithful, energized place, and you'll be able to see solutions easier. You'll be able to find peace and comfort easier, and it won't feel as big and hairy and scary. So love it. Oh, I love, okay, I'm getting some feedback here. Jennifer, so from the reading, that's fun. You got that during conference too. Another witness. I love it. Okay. And Stephanie, thanks for letting me know. Yes, if you're feeling that weary, drained, and overwhelmed. Okay. Sending you love. I hope that those words helped you through that. Okay. Fun. How fun is this? Teresa Talbot coming in from Canada. I love this. I love the internet. We've had people from all over the world. I've had people from like Africa, Canada, Europe. Like, yeah, this is so fun. I love this. I love this. And you're just like from your dad. So your dad passed, obviously. I just want to send you love on that because I know exactly. Well, I mean, I don't know how your dad passed, but my dad passed. So I do know the loss of a father in that. Um, so one thing, like I can usually, I'll just ask and see if there is. I usually like to, the order in which I ask things is I always go and ask to God. I don't like to ask straight to spirits because sometimes you get fake spirits. You get ones on the other side that like try to deceive and try to say, "Oh, here's who I am. Here's who I am." So, so let me just kind of check in and see if there's something like a message. It's kind of in a way like a general read, but I'll just kind of tap in and see if there's a message for you. So here he goes. My dad was never in my life. I want to know if he had anything to say. He died from a heart attack. My dad died from a heart attack, and that is hard, extra hard, where he wasn't in your life. Okay, so let me just kind of look to see what's around you and see if there's something for you today. Oh. Ooh, one of the first things that came. Oh my goodness. There's it was like a sinking feeling, and it just had a great deal of remorse, a great deal of heaviness in the heart, and I could feel that it was just like this remorse and sadness for some of the choices that he made while he was living. So it's basically saying like, I'm sorry. There's this heaviness and remorse. I feel remorseful about what happened or how it unfolded. I want to say how things unfolded. So whatever the situation is about it, there's that heaviness there. And there's something about, it's funny. I get messages through my body, really, like through visuals and feelings, and my body speaks to me. Those are the dominant ways. And then I'm also getting something in the neck that's kind of telling me that maybe like his views or like the way that he was viewing life was a painful one, or that he didn't see things correctly. So it's like his view of life was not as open as it could have been. It was more of a rigid kind of belief on life and how it was, which contributed to some of that. And then the only other thing is I'm just really just getting like a lot of like, and seeing like there's this like loving, swirling, beautiful energy around your ears. Like he just is talking to you and just letting you know like like comforting words and words of love and words of like, I want you to know how much you are loved. And there's something about remembering something. I don't know what memories you have of him. Is there one where he told you how much he loved you? And there's something like a tender memory that you may have of him, but it feels like remember how much I love you, or remember something that you experienced with him and hold on to that. The love, the more loving memory as the reality. And then I'm also kind of seeing, wow, it's just kind of like keeps coming. I'm getting this like reflective energy where it's like showing me that, that he was kind of wrapped up in looking at the things in his own life and like what was in front of him. And so it's making it a little difficult to see the perspectives of the others. Like he didn't know how things would affect others because it was like, it's so self-reflective, like his problems, his thoughts, the things in his life are so big and right here that he wasn't able to accurately see other people and how things would affect other people. You did see him when you were younger. Yeah, there's something about that. Like, I don't know, was there a hug or a loving thing? Like, it just feels like a remember. But so anyway, so yes, definitely just kind of showing me that he was looking and focusing in on himself a bit too much, not able to see others and see what you needed and see what other people needed. Also too, I'm just getting your mom popping into my head. Like there's maybe an apology that need to be done to your mom to let her know that he's sorry for things too. Yeah. So there's an apology for your mom as well. And that's it. And then now, okay, I just see your comment here. There's a hug. That. Hang on to that. The hug. Remember the hug. Remember the love. Because it was just like I could just see there was some memory to remember that and hang on to that. And that is a more accurate depiction of how he feels about you, is that love. So, okay, sending you so much love on that, Teresa. Oh, you're just so beautiful. I love that question. It was very tender. It feels very tender, and it feels very, I want to say sacred and special. Like it just feels very, but tender, like hold it, and to just feel that love. Okay, sending you so much love on that. Okay, I'm going to kind of come back up here. Jennifer, thanks for some of this feedback too. The various eye problems, seeing lights too. Yeah, there's just that eye, a lot of that eye strength. I wonder, just let me know if you can, let me know how it feels to ease up off those eyes and see how it feels. And you are so welcome. What a fun name too, Teresa, but great spelling. Okay, so much love. All right, let's see here. We're going to go to Lotus. Are you still here? This is from YouTube. Hello, Lotus. Hopefully you're still here. This is super fun. Yeah, and I loved your other question too, but I do like to, when I don't have other people's permission, then I don't like to look at the energy, but I can look at the relationship energy. I can look at like your energy going to them and what it's telling you. But let's just kind of see. I love focusing. Sometimes when we even look at the energy in ourselves, then our other questions are answered. So yay, you're here. Okay, great. Okay, let me look at your energy and see what comes up here. Okay, so I'm seeing some fun energy that's coming through your eyes, like it's coming down from your eyes, and it's like seeking a path. So it's like, let me see what do I need to do next, or where do I go? What do I do next? And I'm just seeing a lot of this. I want to use the word evaluating, like you're evaluating all of these things, and this could be looking to other solutions, other people, like what am I to do? What am I to do? Like just that focus elsewhere. And I actually just want to just really invite you to try something a little different, where you're going to just, instead of seeking outwards for some of those answers and through those areas, instead to really pull it inward and to almost send the direction of seeking answers, send it to your heart, send it inside you. It feels like you do have some beautiful gifts and abilities that you can tap into more from that objective and universal, like that place within your heart. So instead of being concerned about outcomes or connected to outward views, experiences, like let's just shut off the outer world for a moment and go inward and listen to your heart. And what does your heart say? And what is best for you? What is best for the heart? And also too, I'm seeing like this visual of a pilot light. And if you know what a pilot light is, like, if I look at my pilot light at the bottom of my my like water heater or something, like if I'm looking at my water heater and I'm looking at this pilot light, the pilot light is what it always stays on. And then that's what can kind of determine how much heat is given, right? But the light in the flame must stay on at all times. So, and I'm seeing this like visual of a pilot light where you've got a pilot light, your pilot light is trying to be lit by other people's flames. So I'm seeing almost like lighters, like other people are lighters around you, and you're trying to get your pilot light lit by being in the flame of others. So I don't know if that means more to you, but there's a fire inside of you that must be lit. Oh, that sounds so profound. There's a fire within you that must be lit from within. Your heart, your desires, who you are. like, and getting that fuel and getting that so grounded so that your flame can withstand, so that when there's no other fire and no other lights around you, there's no other people, there's no other experiences, situations around you to fuel your fire. When there's no one else nearby, it doesn't matter, because your fire is still lit within. You still have that warmth in your heart because it's there, and that fire and that pilot light is always on within you and always inside of you. So when I send you love on that, in fact, it just keeps reminding me that's exactly what that is, like a perfect analogy. Like I'm literally like going, yes, that's exactly what this retreat is that I'm doing. It's the Be Brave, Be You, Arise and Shine retreat. And it's all about liberation and freeing yourself and finding yourself and discovering yourself and getting that fire within you. Because once you know who you are and what you're created to be, then you'll know what you're created to do. So, and you'll be able to be fueled, right? On another fire analogy, you'll have the fuel to do the things that you are here to do because you know who you are and who you were created to be. And that's the pilot light. So beautiful. Thank you for giving me that visual. That was really fun. I love the visuals. Gives me, it's like as I'm talking, I'm like, oh yes, it's like a sinking understanding even deeper too. So love it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so let's see here. Carissa, how did I miss you, girl? I don't know. I don't know if I missed you or not, but I found you now. So I'm going to do one for you. Carissa, are you still here? And then I'll go down and I've got Aubrey. I'll end with Aubrey. So Carissa and then Aubrey. Are you here, Carissa? I don't know if you are, but let's look at your energy today and see if there's something to hear. I love that. And that's a fun question. Okay, so let's see here. I'm looking at you. Goodness gracious. Do you have a headache or like neck pain or anything? Like it just feels like there's a lot of tension and a lot of like tension around the neck. And then I'm seeing some things even coming up kind of in the eyes, like, there's just like a lot of stress and like, what do I do? What do I look at? All in that neck. So I'm really curious if you're feeling it physically or if I'm just seeing the energy of some of that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Neck pain. Yes, exactly. It's like I'm just seeing this pain. It's just this tense neck. Okay. So let's see if we can kind of identify some of the source of that neck pain. See if we can ease it up a little bit and see if there's a message for you. I'm hearing like a little bit more of an invitation to like let go and like lessen control over a situation. So something about lessening control. I see that you actually are trying to do it, but it's like this, no, you got to totally like loosen up even more. And there's something coming in around the mouth. So let me see here what that is. Okay. So I want to ask you, so I know that you've been like moving. I know there's some like big things that you're navigating and it feels like some of that stress is related to that. But I want to ask you, how do you speak about it? How are your words showing up about that situation? Like, for example, if you're talking about, it's just like, it's not coming and I don't have this and I don't know what to do here. And like, if you're speaking about things in a way that is speaking any kind of frustration or even not knowing, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. The moment you speak something, you're putting it into creation. So when we just are sometimes just, which I do feel it's really important to just honor our emotions sometimes, like let them just be unfiltered, but maybe you can unfilter it and then almost, create it on other times, the way that you speak about it, maybe put it in a format that is supportive to what you are creating. So let me give you an example. Like, let's say if it's like I'm speaking about it, I'm like, well, I don't know what to do here. Oh, this is so frustrating, blah, 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 blah. Like, instead, you could say something like, you know what? I know the answer is there somewhere and I will find it. Like, see how it's kind of it's still kind of saying, I don't know what to do. It's still that same message of I don't know, I don't see it, I don't know it. But it's like, you know what? But the answer is there and I will find it. So it's, I don't know, it's not there, but like, I'll find it. And I know that it will all be for its divine timing and show up when I'm looking for it. And like I did this a lot when I was healing my thyroid. So it was like, instead of saying, well, I have hypothyroidism and my thyroid's not working, and oh, I have thyroid issues, right? Like, oh, I'm so sick and tired. Like I caught my words like that. And so I started to correct it and say things like, oh yes, well, I'm healing my thyroid. Okay. So it was always speaking in a framework of it's being healed versus it's broken. And I would not own, well, my hypothyroidism. I would never own hypothyroidism. Instead, I would say, well, there was evidence of hypothyroidism and I'm healing from it, or I'm giving my body the supportive tools it can, it's requiring to heal. So it just is kind of the different framework of how you speak about it. So if you don't know, then just say it's coming. Say, I'm confident there's an answer and I will find it. Instead of saying maybe it's frustrating or like, oh, it's not working, just be like, well, it's providing me an opportunity to look elsewhere or to activate more faith. And because you're speaking more faith and you're speaking that it's an opportunity, you're getting more faith. It's going to come. It's going to be better. It's all going to work out to the best possible scenario. Like, you start speaking words like that, then your subconscious is going to start reframing it. Your energy is going to be more open, and you're going to put yourself in the framework to actually see when that reality shows up. You're going to be like, that's it. So if you're complaining or if you speak negatively, but you're praying for all these good things, you may not be able to find it because it's not in resonance, right? So if you can pray about it, put yourself in resonance, speak the way it's supposed to be, and then you're going to identify it and you're going to resonate and you're going to recognize and know it when it shows up, because you're going to be like, I already feel it. It's already there. It's already mine. I already know this feeling. And now it's just in the physical realm, because we do create spiritually first. So, but also to give you some serious kudos, Carissa, like I do also see a lot of good work and a lot of faithful steps that you have already taken. And this is probably the message part coming in, is to buoy you up and to let you know, like, good job. Like, this, whatever this is that you're working through and going through, there is a level of faith that's already been asked of you, and you are stepping up to it. You are evolving and you're doing a great job. So keep doing a great job. You're loved. You're not alone. And then that invitation to even level up even more. So love you, my dear. Love you on that. Okay. And then Aubrey, I'll get to you, and then I'm going to hop off for the day. And just as I'm kind of ending up and kind of winding up here, I'll do Aubrey's, but just also to a reminder to, if you haven't heard some of my announcements, I am going to be decreasing my lives to only once a month, unless I can do some random pop-up ones just for the next little while, because I do have the retreat next month. And I have a group that I'm coaching and like mentoring through my Brave training, my Brave system training. And it's just going to require lots of extra time and love on them and extra sessions and coaching with them. And so I'm going to be pouring my time into them. If you are one of them, I'm just going to extend this invitation. Do you feel prompted to be there? Are you one of I only have a handful that go through my Brave training, and I already have people signing up, but are you meant to go through that? Are you meant to go through some extra additional mentoring, coaching, and private time with me? If so, definitely I encourage you to check it out. You also get an additional day with the retreat, or you also can have an online option that is now open. I'm announcing that today. So I'll go update the website about that online option there. But check in with yourself. I totally believe that everyone is so super intuitive. So when you check in with yourself, if you get that answer, totally reach out, sign up. I would love to work with you or use that time to pour some love on you. Okay. So Aubrey, let's go to you, my dear. General reading. Aubrey, this is fun. I'm going to just start out by asking you a question. What are you being called to do, Aubrey? There's something that's calling you. And I got to say, like, it's literally like I'm like in the background behind like your left ear, kind of standing back here. I actually like hear like there's an invitation, like you are being called to something, you're being asked to something, or you're being given a message. So I'm going to just like have you just ponder on that and even journal on it. Oh, I love this. That you even respond to that. You can't do the retreat. Yeah. If for the Brave training though, that's why I have the online option, because I do some additional things after the retreat to make sure everyone understands the Brave. But yes, if you can't do the retreat, maybe I don't know when or if I'll do a next one. Well, I'm sure I will someday, but I do them when I'm asked, when I get, basically the Lord shows me. And earlier this year, I was shown that there's a retreat in the fall. So I knew this one was coming. But let's look at that. So I'm encouraging you to maybe journal and ask yourself that question, like, what are you being called to do? There's definitely an invitation here. Now, let me read just a couple other things in your energy about this message. It's coming in, but I'm also seeing a little bit of distracted energy in your eyes. And there's a little bit of an energy kind of flicking the message away. So like, oh, that couldn't be real. Or maybe that's not true. Or maybe I'm just imagining it. Okay. So there's something here that's coming in and you're kind of like dismissing it or maybe doubting it a little bit. And you're getting and your eyes are focused on other things. Not that these other things are bad, but it's just that you're focusing here. And when this comes in, you're like, oh no, don't distract me. I'm busy over here. Like, don't bug me. And then as you hear it again, you're like, no, that couldn't be it. And then you're starting to focus over here. It feels like let's see if I can get some of the patterns on what it could possibly be to give you a little bit more information. I'd be really curious, Aubrey, if you have any impressions as I'm talking about it, if you already know. I wouldn't doubt it if you already know, because it is coming in multiple times. Let's see here. It's definitely an invitation to do something, some kind of leveling up. I want to say maybe a shift. I don't know what you do for business or maybe like your message, but it feels something that I see it as an add-on. So it's not totally a new direction, but it's something to add on, something additional, and maybe something that you may not believe that people like, or it could be too easy, or it could be easily dismissed. So, this could be it. A new energy release technique that you're good at. That's cool. Are you being self-taught? Like, is it spirit-led? Like you're being shown something? That's really cool. If so, that's kind of how my Brave was shown up. It's like, you know what? We can do things so much easier. We don't have to drudge up all these things. We can do, like, honestly, the Brave is really not just a method of like do A, B, C, D, E. It's more like a how to operate. And here's an infrastructure, like a format, but it's so intuitive and it can really kind of be an umbrella, encompass everything, and it can be quick and it can be easy. So that's kind of where my Brave thing came from. That's beautiful. Okay, follow that, my dear, or add it in, however it looks, or whatever that is going to be. I encourage you to journal on that and pray about it and see. So that's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I've had the spirit teaches me how to do things many times. Oh, so there's a format, but I keep going outside of it. Okay, that is fun, Aubrey. Okay, so I'm just another witness to whatever that is. Play with it, lean into it. And I would love to hear, like, send me a message later or even comment here later. Like, I want to hear how this turns out and how this unfolds for you. So really beautiful, really beautiful. Keep leaning into it. Okay, love it. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. Like I said, although these lives, I'm just going to be decreasing to once a month. I'll just do the first week of the month. And I'll post the exact time. And everything. And then I'll also just try to pop on and say hi here and there, because I do love you, but I will definitely be immersing my time into these other projects just for the next couple months, just because that's where it's required right now. And again, if you're interested, if you want to work more closely with me, we do have a few different options. We've got the Intuition Gym, which is a membership. We've got even just a free group, the Awakening group. In fact, we'll put these here in the comments. So we've got, that's a retreat. We've also got the gym, the intuitiongym.com. We have the free Facebook group, the Awakening Intuition and Spiritual Gifts and Purpose. You can join that, and we're interacting in there sometimes. Or you can join me at the retreat and the group that I will be leading through and like mentoring and coaching with the Brave training. And that's just the liberatedsoul.com. So thank you for being here again, and comment if you have any questions or if you need any other information. So thank you for being here. Love you all. Bye-bye.